I want to say I'm so excited, like I would scream, but I don't want to startle everyone.
Go ahead.
My heart is beating so fast. I kind of already know the answer of what you're going to say, but it's like specifics. I wanted to ask, what is a great way to break old habits, but without having resistance, like without pushing against? And I know that you say, when you wake up in the morning, go on a high-flying disc, and it's okay if you fall off. But let's say if you're wanting to do the 30-day process and, be in a positive, but if you speak with a certain someone, you're going to be irritated. So if I if I purposely ignore, would that be like pushing against?
Probably. But somewhere along the 30-day process, you may discover that you have a new capacity to explore formerly annoying people. That's that dipping down that they were talking about. You might be able to have a step for a moment. You might be so tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Your momentum might be so strong that it can carry the day, and you might not slip out of your momentum in the old way that you used to once you get going. But don't start with the hard things. That really is the answer that we want to give you. Start with easier things. And another way of saying that is be as general as you can be. Because the more general you are, the less momentum there is in a topic. So if you start general, the momentum will be slower, and then as you become more and more specific, let's say that this annoying person, that's a trajectory, and it always leads there. Almost every time you visit with that person, it ends up in a place you didn't mean for it to be. And it's not just because of their momentum, your momentum is going there too. In other words, you're in this together. You rendezvoused on that disc. But let's say you've had enough of that, so you want to do something different. So you think, I'm going to think different thoughts about this person. Well, it's not likely that you are, because there's already momentum that's going. So if you pick a subject that's easy for you, and so you start out with a trajectory that's neutral, and then you specifically point it in the direction of what feels good, and you show yourself how you're able to build it and build it and build it and build it and build it. Now, once you're down the road a little bit on that, now maybe you can think about that person without deviating too far. Maybe if this trajectory of feeling good is strong enough, you can now think about this person who usually would take you on a wild goose chase right off into the bushes. Only this time, because you're so strong here, you think about them, you start to go, but you think about them and you start to go, and you think about them and you start to go, but then it starts going this way. You just find a way, because your vibration is dominant and you have the ability to elicit from all parts of the universe wanted things. The only reason that you're going down that other path is because there's something active within you that made it easy to do that. In other words, every time you have a fight with anyone, we just got to tell you, you were looking for a fight. And you say, no, I'm a peacemaker. I really wasn't looking for a fight. And we say, you were vibrationally looking for a fight because that fight was active within you. And when you found it, you want to blame it on them, but you rendezvoused. You're equal partners in every fight. Every time you have a disagreement or a fight with anyone, you are always equal partners. So there's this feeling, well, if it's a real tug of war, if I'm really going to fight, then don't I win by getting stronger? And we say, no, you lose by getting stronger in your fight, because you can't join that fight without departing from the trajectory of who you really are. And that's what negative emotion always is. It's what it feels like when you depart from your natural trajectory of well-being and feeling good and love and prosperity and abundance and well-being. That's who you really are.
So the process would work the same, because I don't hate the irritating person. I would like for the things to be ease.
But we wouldn't start that. We would start there by saying there are many people in the world, and there are a lot of, you might not even want to start with people, because people in general might annoy you. Esther said not so long ago, I can stay on my high-flying disc when I'm alone pretty well, because I get up and I can focus, and and strangers, they're working out pretty well too. It's just those people I know. And so we say, well, then start out alone and start out with strangers until you've shown yourself that you have the ability to maintain your vibrational frequency, and then introduce other considerations. You see, here's the thing. Esther's been asking this question quite a bit lately. So there's someone in my experience that has caused me some discord. I get it, Abraham, I've caused it myself, but they were there, so I blame them. So since this discord is there, are you saying if I will just withdraw my attention from them, that the discord will go away? And we say, well, it will help, but the discord is within you, and they are the evidence of it. So just withdrawing your attention from them won't necessarily solve the problem. Maybe you've noticed it squirts out over there and it squirts out over there. You're always mad at somebody. Who's the target today? Because I got this vibration going, so somebody's going to be the object of my wrath, so to speak. Well, after a while, once you start noticing that you have the ability to feel good rather than feel bad, and you get really particular about wanting to feel good, then what happens is you just start clarifying your vibration, so you have fewer and fewer of those encounters. People would say to us over the years, well, Abraham, I'm having this awful experience with this partner, so I think I should leave this partner. Don't you agree with me? And sometimes we would say, it seems like the path of least resistance to just separate ways from this person. But we always say, if you're leaving because there are negative things here, then you'd better get out of town too. And you better get out of this state and out of this nation and off this planet. And now we don't know where to send you. Because in every particle of everything, there is wanted and unwanted. So rather than trying to get them to change, or rather than trying to go someplace where they're not, because if your relationship with someone has caused something to be active within you, even if they go away, that active thing is still within you, and somebody else is going to come and fill that. Haven't you noticed that? Different places, different faces, but the same experiences keep showing up. So at some point you want to say to yourself, I'm in charge of what I attract, because I'm in charge of what I think and how I feel. But rather than thinking, see, this is the thing that we really want you to get. Your emotions come in response to your thoughts. So first there's a thought, then there's a feeling. But the feeling is a manifestation because it's coming in response to the thought. If you care enough about the way you feel, you will find a way to redirect your thoughts. It really is as simple as that. So you've just got to figure out on this subject, on this subject, on this subject, which is the easiest way to do it. We have noticed, as we've been interacting with millions of you, that the way that works best for almost all of you, in fact, it works so well that hardly anything else is worth talking about. If we can convince you that you can control the way you feel, and you care about the way you feel, and you will practice this 30-day process until you get feeling better and better and better and better, your point of attraction will change so substantially that every relationship that you have with any person, place, or thing will be the evidence that you're looking for. You just have to sort of take it on faith and try it a little bit. Get your vibration feeling better to you, and then watch what happens. There are a lot of things that you can do, and there are a lot of things that you can say, but most of them just prolong the agony. Where if you just, are you ready to say, I want to feel good? And are you ready enough to say it to people that you've been fighting with, that you're willing to say, I'm just not going to fight with you anymore. I don't want to have this discussion anymore because it doesn't feel good when I have it. I don't want to have this political discussion. I don't want to have the discussion about whether vaccinations should be or shouldn't be. I don't want to have this discussion about, because I've just been running around in this spiral of not feeling good long enough. I'm finally making the statement to the universe, I want to feel good. I believe I have the control of the way I feel, and I'm going to begin exercising it. And as you do, it's an individual decision. It's an individual practice. You're going to get individually better and better at it. And law of attraction will show you your progress. And it will be so profound and so obvious that that feeling of worthiness that you've been looking for in all the wrong places will be yours. You will feel as if everything in the universe is rooting for you. Nothing is betting against you, ever. Everything is betting for you. That's what you're going to discover. Something more?
You 100%.